Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus versus Nothing Phone 2 speed test. Let's begin with a boot up in 3, 2, go. And now this is going to be a fun comparison because Nothing Phone did actually just get an update to 2.0.2. And in the update notes, they did talk about how they're improving the system stability and just the overall, animations. Everything should be, I actually checked them. They're a little bit better now on the Nothing Phone 2 than they were just the previous speed test ago. And now the Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus also got the update to the July patch, which I did like a few days ago. So I don't know why it's taking so long to turn on right now. I didn't just do this update, so I don't understand why it's doing that. Sometimes if I restart the Samsung, it does this thing where it re-optimizes for, the latest applications and stuff. So the Samsung was doing that, optimizing apps for I don't know what reason. I already did the update a few days ago. Let's go ahead and just reboot them and just see what happens here. I still think Nothing Phone is still going to turn on faster. I could be wrong though. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, we're just kind of redoing this boot up. Yeah, the Nothing Phone has Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. We do have Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 on the left here. Nothing Phone turns on faster once again. So the Nothing Phone just boots up faster than the Samsung phone. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the biometrics. So we do have a fingerprint in display here for the S23 Plus, and we do have a fingerprint in display here for the Nothing Phone 2. Let's go ahead and see how they get in. And I looked about the same here to me. Let's go ahead and do this again. And you'll see about the same on both phones. One more time. Maybe a little faster on the Nothing Phone. So Nothing Phone's animations definitely. But I like the placement of these Samsungs. I think the Samsung's placement is definitely a little bit better. It's more in a more natural location. Whereas with the Nothing Phone, you do got to reach down a little bit. But it kind of looks nicer. It reminds me of like the older Touch ID iPhone, just the shape, that circle is just like a perfect circle. But yeah, the animation faster. Now they both also have face unlock, and you'll see Samsung's unlock is nice and smooth, but it does have a little bit, camera's getting in the way. Hold on, we're getting issues here. There we go. It was mostly because of the camera, but it has a little bit of a slower animation on the face unlock. So let's take a look at the Nothing Phone over here. And you'll see just very fast, nice animations, just very premium. I do like the way the Nothing Phones looks. It just feels a little snappier while still looking smooth. Samsung's is fine, but just look at the animation. It's just like a prettier look, I think, on the Nothing Phone. Just my take on it right there. But from an unlocking standpoint, they both get in pretty quickly, but I would say the Nothing Phone's a little faster there. And in terms of the general operating systems, the Nothing Phone definitely got the new update to 2.0.2. Nothing is working on improving the overall system stability, the camera, and a couple other areas. Definitely like that they're getting pretty quick updates so far. The Samsung over here with the One UI 5.1, it is on the July patch. I will tell you, in terms of smoothness, they're pretty much the same. You don't really notice too much of a difference. I do feel like the touch response feels really slick and smooth on the Nothing Phone. Not that it's bad on the Samsung, it's great here as well. But overall, I think the app drawer just looks very fast and polished on the Nothing Phone. Overall, though, it's really hard to tell a difference. They're both very fast, and it's very nice that no matter which phone you're using here in 2023, you're getting a buttery smooth, fast experience. All right, so we were right at the app test. Now, keep in mind that we're talking Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy and overclocked CPU versus other 8 Gen 2 models. And over here, we have the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. But as you're going to see in this video, they're not really a major difference here in real-world use. You'll see very close. Calculator about the same. What about clock? And you'll see pretty much the same. Heading up out of there, weather. Faster on the Nothing Phone, but also a different looking UI. Let's go into Instagram. And you'll see Instagram first there. It looked like on the left. Samsung performing about the same here as the Nothing Phone. When in application, you're not going to notice a big difference whatsoever. Pretty smooth on both phones. Let's head up out of here. One thing I really like about the S23 Plus, though, if I'm being honest with you, is the size, 6.6 inch. but the body is usually shorter and it just feels like lighter than most phones in this size range. So it's a really comfortable phone. Now the Nothing phone is also quite light, and it's a really good, this is going to go to maybe the Nothing phone. It's a really good price to performance to value ratio. So it's pretty tough. We're out of focus there. Hold on. It's pretty tough, you know, on the Nothing phone to beat that, you know, all those specs and stuff, and kind of like the experience with the glyph and the differences. It's a pretty good option in the marketplace. I'm being really honest with you here. Let's go into things to do, and you'll see pretty much the same. Let me swipe up out of there, and we'll go into Amazon, and you'll see that might have been the Nothing phone. Starbucks, and you'll see pretty much the same. Let's go into Best Buy, and you'll see that one's going to go to the left. It looked like it was on the Samsung phone. All right, let's take it over here to eBay. We'll go to eBay in 3, 2, go. And you'll see, look like it was faster on the right. We're going to go into Dead Trigger 2 now, 3, 2, go. And see which one can pop this game open first. And it looks like it was maybe the Nothing phone. Now, the overclocked 8 Gen 2 here in the left will definitely give you a little bit more of a bump in performance when it comes down to gaming, probably in the benchmarks too. But in reality, I haven't really noticed any real difference between using an S23 model or a Nothing phone when it comes to the actual performance. And so when it comes to that, I would say pick the one you enjoy based on, you know, the software, the looks, what you want to use. You're going to be happy either way with either one of these phones. They're both very good, like very, very good. So I think you're going to be very happy. And I'm kind of excited to see where Samsung goes next year with the S24, because they kind of been doing the same phone for a few years now, and Nothing phone is just getting started. So this is kind of exciting to see if Samsung could really change it up, maybe give us a full screen display, under display camera, or maybe just something different. And I just want to see where Nothing phone takes the next version of this phone next year. It's kind of exciting to see something different out there. So let's go into 3D Mark, and you'll see a little faster on the left, and Call of Duty. Now this one takes a little bit longer, but I gotta say, for having a Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, it's been very well optimized. So while they had to use a cheaper CPU to keep the price down, they definitely have tweaked, optimized the software, and like the chip in the phone, it's about how you optimize it, how you update the software and stuff like that. And with that being said, you know, it's basically going to be down to which phone do you want in terms of the software itself. That's really what it's going to be down to. Let's go into camera here. You'll see that, was it Samsung? We actually have to do this again because can't really see the camera here like that. So let me go ahead and close out the camera here on both. Let's go ahead and open up the camera. 3, 2, hold on. I'm about to slip on the phone right there. 3, 2, go. Like the Samsung. Let me back out. Let me look this up a little bit. Let me get this a little bit more in the frame. Let's go ahead and open this up again. This phone is slippery on the left. Let's go into it. 3, 2, go. Pretty close. And Nothing phone's OS update just made the camera snapping, like the shutter speed, a little bit faster. I've noticed it's snapping photos quicker now. So overall, I would say the S23 Plus had a few, Nothing phone had a few. In real world use, I feel like the Nothing phone's animations look a little faster, but the Samsung with that overclock CPU can actually launch few applications quicker in real world practice. So having the overclock Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is definitely something you could brag about versus some other phones, but is it enough? We'll have to see in the benchmarks. All right, so let's run back through the applications and see how Samsung does here. Let's go into 3D Mark. We'll go into Geekbench. Tempo Run looks like a reload. What the heck? Reload here. This July update has not been my favorite for the Galaxy. What the heck is this reloading for? This has 8 gigabytes of RAM. Dead Trigger 2 is reloading. Come on, Samsung. What the heck is this, man? Like, we just had a really good... oh my goodness. Did you see that animation? Ugh. Man, it was great earlier on, but it's looking like a reload on YouTube. It's looking like we're getting... Well, YouTube just could have been loading the homepage, but it looks like we're getting a little bit worse performance than a couple months ago here. I don't know what the heck that was on the Samsung. Let's go over here to, and I still love that phone, but let's go ahead and go over here to camera. We'll go over here and go to Call of Duty. We'll see how this one does. Again, a little bit unfair. This has 12 gigs of RAM, but look at the Nothing phone holding this stuff like it's nobody's business. We'll go over here into Asphalt 9. That one reloaded right there on the left, or on the Asphalt 9. Dead Trigger 2. That was my fault right there. eBay, Best Buy, Starbucks, Amazon, Groupon, YouTube, Play Store, Instagram. Look at this. Nope. Definitely Samsung was reloading. 100%. Samsung, come on, man. Like, what was this? What's going on with this update? We're going to have to get another update. Another update on this phone to get this phone back to where it was. What the heck was that? All right, guys. So the final Geekbench scores are in, and the Samsung device is going to win this one. I already know it because it finished first and usually has the better score. Now, these scores are kind of reflective of what we've seen in the speed test, the single cores anyway, 1937 with 1720. And you've seen that the S23 Plus was definitely performing a little bit better. Now, I will tell you that they feel about the same warmth on here, but that multi-core score will push the S23 Plus ahead in gaming. My only issue that I had throughout this test was these reloads going through the applications. You can see there. And I think Samsung could definitely work a little bit on some of the animations. This is definitely much better than before. But these stock vanilla Pixel, Nothing phones, Sony phones, these phones just feel snappy. And it's because they don't really throw a heavy skin on top of the software. But at the same time, Samsung, I want to see them just take their animations up a notch, maybe on One UI 6, and just get the phone to the point where it's super fast. It was already really good this year, but some of these latest updates have been not so great for me on my S23 in terms of just animations. Let's go into 3D Mark. But I just want to see Samsung get it to the level of like iOS and the level of like the Xiaomi devices when it comes to just the look of the animations. Let's go to run this test. I don't know if they can get it there, but if they can, then you'll not only have all the features, but you'll also have that great animation look. One thing that's really great about the S23 though is that finally this year, all the S23 models have been blazing fast with no real lag. That's been the best thing. And they've been like the most powerful CPUs out there. So that's been the best thing as well. But I still think the polish and the look can get a little bit better when it comes to just the animations. That's about it. I'll be back when they're done with these 3D Mark Wildlife benchmarks. All right, guys. So here are our final Wildlife Extreme scores. You can see, just take a look at this. We see that we do have a higher overall score, but it's really the frame rate that matters. That's where you're going to notice the performance difference in the game. 20.10 versus 14.70. So nothing could work on putting a better GPU in their next phone. I think that would help out pushing this to the next level. You can see right here, but they're probably, if they're trying to keep the price down, you're probably never going to have the best of the best GPU or the best of the best CPU, because then they would have to charge more for the phone. So we'll see where Nothing phone takes this, but 83% of better than other devices. This one only 63%. If Nothing phone wants to keep that value proposition, keep it lower priced, then we're probably going to always have maybe a slightly older CPU or a slightly cheaper GPU. But we'll see if they can bring the higher end stuff for the same money. I don't see it happening unless the brand gets bigger and they start making a pro version or a higher end version or a second phone. I don't know if they'll do that either, because it seems like they're really focused on being different and focusing on improving the actual experience of just one solid design, one solid phone. So at the end of the day, which phone is better in performance? I would say the Samsung is the winner. The Nothing phone, a little bit better with the optimization, and it might look prettier to the eye, but at the technical specification level, the Geekbench 6 score says it all. The 3D Mark says it all. In actuality, it's a better gaming phone. So it's faster. It's better in speed. But does it look prettier and smoother? That's debatable. I don't think so. I think the Nothing phone has better looking animations. The actual experience just feels more polished. So that's basically what this is showing, should show Samsung, is that that's the area they can really improve their phones. So it's great to have this competition because it highlights where Samsung can improve. Anyway, thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Nick here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you all in the very next episode, and peace.